Hello everyone. So in this next problem, what we have to do is you have to write a program that reads a file and finds the longest word in the file. Then you have to write this word to a new file called as longestword.txt. Now here, let me introduce you to an interesting way in which we can use the max function, which normally we use in a list which has numeric values to find the largest number in the list. It can also be used to find the longest string in the list directly. Okay. Now, because Python has such shortcuts and such attributes and such parameters available and such functions are available, we should know and make use of these functions so that we can do the things quickly. Okay. If you were not aware of this, how would you have approached this? Basically, you would have to iterate through the list. So you would have to say for I in list one, max equal to, even before the loop you would say, let's say max equal to 0 or max equal to -1, something like that. And basically you're creating a variable, or let's say longest. Okay, so longest equal to 0, let's say you create a variable and then you iterate through the list. So for I in list 1, if length of I is greater than longest, then you say that the longest word is I. Okay, and when you iterate through the list, you will get the longest word. But you need not do that. This function directly does it for you. So you use max function like we have used in the previous program to find the largest number in the list. But now here we have a list of strings. So here we have to specify key equal to length. That is, we are uh, we are assessing the elements of the list based on the length of the words. Okay, so that is what key equal to length means, and you get the longest string as the answer over here. Okay, now let's use this in our program over here. So I think other parts are simple parts. So with open, it simply reads a file. So out of all the files that we have, okay, let's create a new file. No problem. Let's say we'll create a new file called as input.txt, and we'll write this itself. So this is the longest word in the file. So let's say this is my file, and as you can see, longest is in fact the longest word in this file. Okay, so I'll open this file. So with open input.txt, input.txt, I'll open in read mode as, let's say, input file or whatever. I'll open it as file itself. Let's say as file. I'm assuming that this contains only one line, otherwise I'll have to repeat this in a loop. Okay, so words equal to file dot read. Now file dot read is a string and simply we can split it. Okay, the question does not say that it has a sentence or anything, so I need not use the punctuation marks wala concept over here. Okay, this is simply a list of words. Another thing what it could have had is like, just like I had a list. Okay, before the list, the one with which we started the video. Okay, AA, comma, BBB, comma, CC, comma, 6 times A as a string. If we had that kind of a list, what we could say is, let's say the words are separated by commas. So in that case, we can, in fact, okay, let's try that way as well. Once we'll run it this way, we'll also try the other way. Okay, that is, instead of just having the default split, we'll split on commas, let's say. But for now, we'll split on space and then simply longest word equal to max words, comma, key is equal to length. And we have to write this in another file. So with open, let's say longest word is the name of the file they expect. Longest word dot txt, and you open it in write mode as output file. Let's say output output dot write longest word. Okay, and okay, so this is the bare minimum which is needed for this program. I'm not repeating the exception handling part over here because you already know we have done this in the previous three videos. Let's say we have done the same thing. Basically, file not found error because we are opening it in read mode if the input.ts is not there. So file not found error. You can also have IO error for read and write operations, and you can have a generic exception as E for any unexpected error. Okay, so input.txt has this. Output should be longest. Let's see. Run Python file. Okay, we have not printed anything, so this is longest word, it contains the longest word. Okay, now what I was saying is, instead of this, what I'll have is, let's say, or the same thing, I'll keep everything the same. What I'm saying is, instead of this, what I will do is, instead of, or I'll have the name of cities. Let's say, Mumbai, Pune. I have to be careful of the spaces, otherwise spaces will also be counted in the length of the strings. Okay, so I'm not using spaces randomly or arbitrarily. Okay, Delhi. Okay, I think, okay, so let's say these are the strings that we have. Okay, and now if I want to find the longest among these, I will say split based on comma. Okay, so you'll always have to decide based on what kind of input file you have. Normally, if you have such values, it is called as a CSV, comma separated values. But let's not go into that right now. Okay, so this is a text file in which the different strings are separated by commas. And when I run this, the longest word is Ahmedabad. It's the longest city name over here. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, any doubts, do post them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.